Welcome in, belly up, have a seat, and grab a drink as we talk some Wingman fantasy football. Welcome into another edition of Wingman Fantasy Football, the League podcast. I'm your host, Michael Furley, and as always, I'd like to thank all of you, or any of you who may be watching or listening to today's show. This is episode number 43, Week 1 Ins and Outs. And this is the first episode of season number 2 of the Wingman Fantasy Football, the League podcast. So welcome back to everybody. All right, before we get any further along, let's make sure that everybody is in the room.
Wingmen assemble!
All right, now that everyone is here, I want to let you in on my plan for this recording schedule for this season. I hope to keep it as the same as last year as of now. So we will be doing 3 episodes a week. On Tuesday night, I will be recording the weekly recaps and get those posted early Wednesday morning. On Thursday nights, we'll be recording our At the Bar series, and those will be posted early Friday morning. And on Sunday, we will be doing our ins and outs, and hopefully we'll get those out before 12:30 p.m. before the game times start. All right, so let's get right into it. Who's in or out? Who's hurt or not in this week's actives, inactives? All right, we're going to start off with some bad news right off the bat. As Cooper Kupp, LA Rams star wide receiver, was placed on IR on Saturday, and he's going to miss up to 4 weeks.
Oh, no.
All right, so that's tough break for Alex as they took our jobs. He took a gamble picking up Cooper Kupp in the second round, hoping he would play in the first couple of weeks, but he is not. He is going to miss 4 weeks at a minimum. As for other players who are out today, we have Zach Moss, Indianapolis Colts running back, is out. Carolina receiver DJ Chark is not going to play today. Second-year sensation Christian Watson of the Green Bay Packers is also out today, as is Devontae Parker from the Patriots. Devon A-Chain for the Miami Dolphins is not going to play today. Cordell Patterson, running back for the Atlanta Falcons, is not going to play. And Kendra Miller, backup running back for the New Orleans Saints, is not going to play. As for some bigger names who are out today, we have Mark Andrews, Baltimore tight end, and Jerry Jeudy. Both are not going to play today. Also, Wan'Dale Robinson is expected not to play, although his game is at 8:30 on Sunday night. So keep in mind that his status may change. As for players that are questionable, we have Romeo Doubs is expected to play, but maybe on a snap count. And Darren Waller is truly a 50-50 game time decision, but his game is not till 8:30 on Sunday night, so keep that in mind. As for players that are going to play, all right, so we have Terry McLaurin, who practiced later in the week, is active and going to play today. We have Kenneth Walker, Texas Rangers, Seattle Seahawks running back, is going to play. Ramondre Stevenson is going to play, as is Carolina's wide receiver Adam Thielen is going to be in, and Marquise Hollywood Brown from Arizona is going to play. George Kittle is active, as is Zach Ertz, and Breece Hall is expected to be active, although maybe on a snap count, but his game is Monday night. So keep in mind that his status might change. All right, guys, I'm going to unveil a new segment called Tips and Tricks, or Quirks for Jerks. I haven't fully got this in the bag produced yet, but here we go. So this one is going to be some tips and tricks regarding our roster configuration. As you know, Wingman Fantasy Football League rules state that you have to have minimum requirement of positions filled. For example, 2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, 4 wide receivers / tight ends, and you need 1 kicker, 1 defense, and 1 bench spot must be a kicker or defense. But here's the quirk for you jerks. If you put a player into your IR spot, that player will satisfy those minimums. Means you get a new unicorn bench spot where you can put in any player that is in the Yahoo system. So if you use that IR spot, you can get up to a 4th quarterback if you use your wild card spot for a quarterback, or up to a 7th running back if you use both flexes and a wild card for your running back, up to an 8th wide receiver if you use your flexes and wild card for receivers, wide receivers / tight ends. And even so, if you can get a 3rd defense, if you have 1 kicker on your team, or 3 kickers if you have 1 defense on your team, or you can get the extra spot by doing 2 kickers and 2 defenses. As long as you use that IR spot, you can open up a unicorn bench spot. You can put anybody that's in the league. Now, who can you put in your IR spot? Of course, you can put players that are designated from the IR for the NFL. Players with a PUP list designation can go on your IR spot. Also, players with a little red O next to their name. Any player who is deemed out for a week game can be put in your IR in a short term fashion. And I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure players with an NA, not available designation, can be put into your IR, and maybe even the NFI list, but I'm not sure about that one. Although I do know that suspended players cannot go in your IR list. For example, Alvin Kamara cannot be put in your IR. He must stay on your active bench. So take advantage of this, guys. If you put someone in your IR, it opens up so many possibilities of how you guys can stash some people, at least even in the short term for a weekend or so. All right. So that segment is underproduced at the moment. We will get that cleaned up, but that's a little preview of what our tips and tricks, quirks for jerks, might look like going forward. I want to thank you all for coming back to the second season of Wingman Fantasy Football, the League podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and TuneIn Radio. Just search Wingman the League, and we will pop right to the top of your search. With that being said, may your glasses be full, your mug stay frosty, and we will see you next time.